Hi, today's good person to know is Joanna Geary. She's head of news at Twitter UK and she gave a fascinating talk on all the wonderful things you can do on Twitter. It's so much more than tweeting 140 characters. Joanna briefly explained the tools that Twitter has to offer, like Media Forward, Snappy TV, Periscope, Reverb, and you can also do a 30-second video too. Joanna said the best page on the internet is Twitter search, and she explained how you can do your searches and how you can also be part of the action by grabbing onto those moments that everybody else is doing too. So I really hope you enjoy this video. It's particularly relevant for anyone who wants to get the very best out of Twitter. So thank you for watching.
First of all, we know that multimedia increases engagement on tweets. We did a study over a year ago now. We looked at verified news accounts in the US and looked at what engagement they got on tweets based on the average, based on what was included in them. And absolutely at the top at that point was pictures. So including a picture into a tweet increased the average number of retweets expected by 27%. I don't know if you know, but there's two different types of media on Twitter. There is media, and then there is media forward. You go through your Twitter timeline. Sometimes you will see an image, sometimes you will see a video, sometimes you might see some other vine or something like that. That's media forward. It means that that piece of multimedia is appearing directly into your timeline. Sometimes you'll click on a tweet and it'll open up and then you'll see a video. That's the other type of media that's available on Twitter. And the interesting thing about the media forward is that obviously that creates a much more eye-catching tweet. So what is media forward and what isn't? So Vine is media forward. Multi-photo upload, so you can upload yourself up to 4 pictures onto every tweet. That is media forward as well. You can actually have as an aside, quite good fun with multi-photo uploads because you actually make quizzes out of them. If you click on one of the 4 images, it expands, and in the area that it expands to is the answer, whether you're right or not. Animated GIFs. This was a lovely animated GIF from Sky News, who are actually probably the best out there when it comes to news GIFs at the moment. And mobile video. There's a maximum of 30 seconds on mobile video, which you can use through the Twitter app. And then for news organisations and other media organisations, there's also something called video.twitter.com, which is where you can upload video in the sort of traditional sense of anywhere up to 10 minutes. That's something that's enabled by request, but a lot of media organisations are using it to do cuts from speeches or different political events. What we're seeing happening on Twitter is that there are certain moments that everyone grabs hold of. That's why Twitter acquired last year a company called Snappy TV. And again, this is a product that's made available to media organisations. It takes a live feed from a studio and allows someone to edit and clip GIFs or videos or pictures from the live feed and put them out onto social media across all platforms in under a minute. What we're seeing is that's really changing the way that people are reacting to debates. And then there's also other tools available to news organisations that help them tell stories through data. This product is called Reverb, and it allows you to search for any keywords on Twitter and find out what the volume was at any given time. And Reverb has recently released the ability to compare 2. And then of course there's emojis. Can actually be useful. And I believe there's a number of other organisations, Newsbeat being one of them, the Telegraph being another, that are actually using them in fun ways around stories as well. The bit that I really love, which is the news gathering aspect of it. And I'm seeing more and more people being more sophisticated about how they're using Twitter to track down information. It is the best page on the internet. It is twitter.com/search, and all it has on it is this. It also has links to advanced search, which you wouldn't find anywhere else, and some operators which are able to get you more filtered down specific information. Here's a list of them. This is what they look like. You can go and explore them yourself. That's the advanced search. It's a sort of how-to guide to doing more decent search. And when you get used to them, you find that you get really, really dependent on certain types of searches. And these are the searches that I get dependent on. And or, really common. But, you know, whether you want a tweet with both terms that you're searching it in, or Cameron or Miliband, or Cameron and Miliband. List, : with the account name and then the list name. I only want to search for terms within that specific list. Since, I only want to search for tweets in this time frame. Until, the other partner to since. And then filter. And filter allows you to filter by a number of different things. When you get used to this, these are the types of searches and news gathering we start doing on Twitter. And it's great fun. So, always really useful to be able to start using search to work harder for you on Twitter for your stories. Once you have them, you might want to keep monitoring them. And TweetDeck, obviously another Twitter product, a great way to do that, desktop-based. And then finally, Twitter launched a new application called Periscope, which is a live streaming app. In the first 24 hours, it's already had 2 breaking news events that I have witnessed. One is the explosion in New York, and 2, this was earlier this morning, in Los Angeles, a car chase where the NBC4 News was actually switching between their helicopter and their man on the ground chasing the car chase, who was using Periscope to do it. Fantastic. So again, I think the element of live and the way that's going to change how people react to debates is going to be really fascinating to see over the course of the election. Fire hose, which people talk about a lot, is actually all the data around every tweet that is sent on Twitter in real time. So if you think it's just 140 characters, no, it's not. It carries a lot of information with it, metadata, so timestamps, interactions with it, the multimedia with it, so on and so on. And we get 1 billion tweets every 48 hours. So that's not really the sort of data that most people are comfortable with dealing with. So when people ask us for the fire hose, we go, okay, and then we work through quite a process with them to understand what do they need to use it for, have they got the system set up to be able to cope with it. Actually, we have 2 other APIs that are available. One is called our REST API and one is called our streaming API, which pretty much, they're a sampling API, which for most people doing most searches is enough. And they're available freely available, and there's lots of guidance for developers on how to use that. We have a site where they can find that information and lots of documentation around it. You can actually search on our website for certified partners. We have a tool called Curator, which allows you to make certain searches, say for example Cameron and Miliband, and start to see what sort of other keywords are coming to the top. So you're able to start surfacing common words that are appearing in conversations, which may give you a little bit of a sense of what people are talking about.
I just wanted to give you a different perspective on how you could use Twitter. This is how journalists and media establishments use it. And well, it works for them, so why can't it work for you? So I hope you enjoy this video. Please subscribe to see more, and thank you for watching.